Hey, what's going on, everybody? We'll give it a couple of minutes for everybody to get on. Apologize for being a little late. So because it's a little further away, so we can get both of us in the shot, I'm gonna lean up a little bit. Every once in a while, check in.
I can just turn
What's good? Jay Wills.
Jay Wills, what's up, man? That's my guy right there. Jay Wills helped me down a lot, man, when I lived in Center Reach, man. I appreciate everything you did, Jay Wills, for me.
What's going on, everybody, man? Give us a thumbs up, a little love button. Make sure everybody's good. Make sure everybody's good. You feel you got water and everything?
A little bit, you know. Yeah, I got it. What's good?
Matt, what's good? Ramon, what's going on? Kurt, what's going on? Yeah, show us some love.
You got some water in there, Tristan? I'm gonna go grab a little bit.
Yeah, go grab a little bit of water real quick. You need a bigger bottle?
This is cool.
Here. What's going on, everybody? People just go grab some water real quick. Hope everybody's good, man. So, before he comes back in, I just want to let y'all know what we plan on doing. Plan on just starting a series. I think everybody's kind of at a different point. I would like to hope so. We're all older. We all got a little bit more experience in life. So we want to just kind of utilize this platform on social media, just talk a little bit about sports, talk a little bit about life, and just see how we can build with one another. So that's going to be the main focus on tapping in with Tris. So we're looking forward to it. So ready to get started?
Yeah, man. I'm nervous, but I'm excited. I feel like I'm on the Jay Leno show.
So I'm a little further back, so I'm gonna be leaning in so I can see some of your comments. If y'all have any questions for me or Pete, just put it in the comment section, and we'll try to answer it during this live. If not, then we'll answer it in a timely manner once we're done. So again, welcome to Tapping In with Tris. This is our very, very first episode, so I felt like we needed a special guest, and I think we got one. So I'm excited. I'm excited to do this. I'm excited to even introduce. So right here we have in my opinion, the Amityville legend as well. This gentleman is somebody I know very well. We grew up in the same household. So it's a great pleasure to watch the maturation from us being kids all the way up into now to where we've been able to help one another in business ventures. So again, we just wanted to hear a little bit of his story from him, and then we'll open the floor up for some Q&A. We'll have a little bit of fun. But we got Amityville's own PJ Smith, aka Pop. Talk to him real quick, P.
First off, man, I just want to say thank you for including me. You know, this was a great idea you had, so I just want to say thank you for thinking to put this whole thing together, man. I'm just excited to, you know, show my face on Facebook again and kind of just tell a little bit about not only my career, but just everything that was kind of even going on in my head growing up, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody, you know, a lot of people know me, but they, you know, I was pretty quiet and kind of kept to myself, so a lot of people don't really know, like me deep, you know, on a deeper scale, you know what I'm saying?
All right, so let's start. I'm just gonna probably just ask you a series of questions and then just kind of play off of that. So I think let's go back to the beginning. Let's just talk a little bit from your perspective about childhood and just kind of life growing up in Amityville, and then we'll just move into kind of the high school days.
I mean, I think childhood in Amityville for me, it was challenging in the beginning because it was, you know, being your brother, I was always hearing, you know, teachers, why can't you be more like your brother? And it just felt like, it just made me like resent you, but it wasn't your fault, you know what I'm saying? It just felt like I couldn't ever do good enough to match your shoes. Mm-hmm. And so I guess I just used that as fuel in my own personal life at school. I used to lash out a lot, and it just kind of made me become like a more angry person. You know what I'm saying? That's why I used to fight a lot and things like that. It really stems from that, and I guess I just wanted to pave my own way.
For sure, and I can attest to that. I think that inside of our household, there was enough love, but I think everybody was kind of trying to find their own way. And like you said, being that I'm older and was having success in sports and doing things in school, it created an expectation. I think it's fair to say an expectation for you to be me. Mm-hmm. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
And that's not always a good thing. And I think even going back, I wish I would recognize that a little bit better to give you a little bit more guidance and assistance and also more encouragement. But at the same time, I was trying to find my way too. But I can feel that, and we've had conversations off camera about this. But I wanted people to understand that because I think there's some people that may even have that, can't pinpoint it based on their family dynamics. So coming straight from you, man, we really appreciate that. So you can elaborate a little more.
Yeah. I mean, so I would go through that, but also just the own struggle of just growing up in Amityville, North Amityville as itself. It was a tough area. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't the ghetto of ghettos or anything, but it's still you had to prove yourself. And it was a lot of that. Pretty much my early childhood all the way up until a grown man. I believe just a lot of just having to earn everything. You know what I'm saying? Prove myself. And it really wasn't even like I was proving myself to others. I really felt like I was just proving myself to me. Yeah. That I could do something, be something. You know what I'm saying? Basketball was that thing that tool. You know what I'm saying? That tool that I used.
So when would you say that you felt like basketball was going to be an integral part of your life? What age would you say? What grade would you say that started to turn around?
I think when I was about 11.
11?
I say when I was about 6th grade. Middle school.
Middle school, you felt like you kind of turned the corner.
Middle school is when I felt like I could do something with the game.
Boss.
I just wanted to, like I said, that when I was about 11 in middle school, I felt like I wanted to do something with basketball, and I felt like it was just my happy place. It was my happy place. Like, it felt like whatever I was going through, whatever circumstances I was facing, when I stepped on the court, just practicing. That's why I like to practice by myself so much, because it was like therapy pretty much to me.
Yeah, it was therapeutic for you, for sure. So now we're crossing over into that middle school, right? And this is something that we've discussed about. I think a lot of guys in Amityville have experienced this. We just kind of played the play. There wasn't really any guidance or anything like that. So how did it feel once now you're crossing over into the middle school and now you're putting on the Amityville jersey, but you're also looking up and you're seeing me put on the Amityville jersey and playing games, and you're saying that I was about 9th grade. I was about 9th grade going into 10th grade. What was that feeling like actually putting on the jersey and being part of a team? And what was your expectations? Did you feel like you was prepared? Did you feel like you was a bit nervous? I can get it done. What was the mind frame going into that middle school years?
Man, middle school, I actually felt like I was really good. I just had a lot of confidence in myself. From the practice I had been putting in on my own. Mm-hmm. I just believed in myself. I really thought that I was a solid player. Mm-hmm. All I can go off was the kids I had played against at that time. I didn't know what else was out there, right, except for what I had seen right in front of me. And everybody that I played up until that point, I was getting buckets on. Like, right. I was doing my thing. Right. So I felt good when I put the uniform on in middle school. I felt like I'm gonna eat.
I'm gonna eat. Yeah. And did you? How did you?
And I ate.
And he was out there cooking.
Out there cooking.
He was out there cooking. Out there cooking. So let's talk a little bit about that middle school time frame, like off the court. What was going on off the court?
Shit, just a lot of turmoil, man. Really, like, you know, when I looked at you on the court, like I looked up to you, and I just was like, man, I wasn't like I wanted to try to be you. I just wanted to put the uniform in and represent. You know what I'm saying? Represent for our family and just represent for the hood of Amityville. You know? So but off the court at that time, it was just me just having my own identity was just a tough guy. You know what I'm saying? So that was my main thing. I played ball, and then off the court, just, you know, get respect.
Now, did you like that? Did you like that role? Did you like that role, or you just felt like, man, this is a part of me now, and I just got to embrace it, and I don't know how to get out of it? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you feel about, you know, the tough guy? Because you did have a reputation. Dudes wasn't really trying to run up on you. You know, I know. And if so, then you would handle business accordingly. Did you like that, or did you want to get out of that?
Man, like,
Let's be honest.
A part of me liked it. I liked the respect, but I didn't want to have to just be smacking people to get respect. So I didn't like to have to feel like I needed to be having
keep going.
A tough
Hey, y'all make sure y'all we're going to keep talking our talk, but if y'all have any questions, just make sure y'all put them in there. We're going to have this conversation, but we're going to double back and then make sure those questions are answered. All right? Keep going, P.
Yeah, you good, man. So, like I said, like I didn't really like feeling like I needed to be tough all the time and have a frown on my face all the time. Because I you know what I'm saying, like I had a real sensitive side that I didn't really show to the public, but it was there, you know what I'm saying? But because of, you know, some of the turmoil and even like anger that I felt toward people always trying to compare me to you and stuff like that kind of what fueled it. And then also just middle school was tough. There was a lot of tough kids in there.
There was a lot of tough kids in there, man. We know, you know what I'm saying, like that little area, there's constant animosity. I think there's constant animosity because there's a lot of brokenness. There's a lot of brokenness within the household, so we lash out on each other. Yeah. You know what I mean? You got kids growing up on Smith Street, you got kids growing up in Browns, you got kids growing up Natalie Street, coming from Clockwell, so everybody had their own story. And we didn't know how to communicate one another, and then there wasn't a whole lot of healthy outlets outside of sports. Right. So dudes was fighting each other, or you know what I'm saying, or picking at each other and stuff like that. So I can attest to that, you know what I mean? So fortunately for me, there was the basketball avenue. You had the basketball avenue, but you started picking it up a bit late, and you also in my shadows. Mm-hmm. So I can definitely relate because I've seen it, but really appreciate you being candid with that for sure. So let's fast forward. Sliding into the high school career, right? So now you're a freshman, right? So we can tie all of these things in. You're a freshman, right? I'm a senior, right? We as a school district have accomplished our first championship. So now you're really in the midst of this, right? JV player. What's going through your mind now as a freshman at Amityville? You're part of the program, trying to find your way. Tell us about that.
I just wanted to be a good player. You know, I didn't have any crazy expectations of myself going in. Mm-hmm. All I knew was that I just wanted to be part of a championship team, and I just wanted to be, you know, mentioned as, you know, I held it down. Yeah. Whatever that was. I didn't have like a expectation to get, and this is even all the way through my career. I never had like an expectation to be this or that type of player. I just wanted to hold it down, like however good that was, and just show myself that I was, you know, that I became a solid player, you know, with respect.
Capable. Mm-hmm. And another thing, how do you feel like our relationship was when I was in 12th grade and you was in 9th grade? The things that you liked and the things that you wish could have been better.
Man, probably
if anything.
Probably overall. I mean, it was a good relationship. You know, we laughed and joked and stuff, but it was just that's where it stopped. Yeah. So probably at the end of the day, probably just a little bit more mentorship of just teaching me, even like helping me get prepared for varsity. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because I was doing solid on JV. I was doing really good on JV. So just helping prepare me going forward for, you know, for all this type of stuff, girls, you know, and just being a high school student and player.
A student athlete.
Yeah, student athlete.
And again, these are some of the conversations that we've had offline, but we wanted to kind of invite you in, and this is some of the conversations that I look forward to having with some of my other fellow athletes and grown men. So this is not all the way new, but at the same time, it's kind of a new dynamic being in front of a live audience. But yeah, this is something that I personally have apologized to P about and saying I wish I would have done a better job of being like he said, more of a mentor as opposed to just action, but a little bit more of the personal relationship, being more of a transparent, open book to invite questions. Like, bro, how you feeling? Just a check-in. I don't think I checked in enough. It was just like, all right, he got it. He got his group of friends. He got his group of people that he's kind of dealing with. And he looked like he's doing well. And I kind of got my group, and I'm trying to do well. And my mentality was how can I get to the next level and kind of put on for the family and for the city. So I feel like I neglected the big brother role. I fumbled the bag in that department. I could have done a better job. I could have done a better job for sure. And this is why we want to have these type of things, because household to household, there's different things going on, and they show up to this day. Am I right?
Oh yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah.
We're fortunate currently right now. P is doing a lot of basketball training here in the Dallas, Texas area, working with the youth. I'm currently running a fitness facility where I'm training a lot of young athletes up to pro athletes. So we bounce information off of each other, and then we also can see engage the temperature of these kids. So we see similarities, but we also see differences in this age bracket, but also in this demographic where we're currently at in relationship to where we came from. So now let's fast forward to you being on varsity, right? Yeah. You got the big time.
Yeah.
When you wear the varsity jersey, you know what I'm saying? At Amityville, football, basketball, track, whatever it is, you one of the big fish. So now you're one of the big fish, right? Talk to me about that. What's that? 10th grade, playing with Jason Frazier, you got AJ Price and all of these different things. Tell me about that dynamic.
Man, that was a lot of fun that 10th grade year. That was a lot of fun. It was like, cause everybody knew Jason. Jason was the man. But then there was a few others like newcomers, we had Richard Payton, Max Rose, Trevor McIntosh got, rest in peace, Trevor. Yeah. But me and AJ, we had a nice buzz at this time. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? We had a nice buzz. Craig Stewart was another sophomore. The list goes on, but me and AJ had, we had a really big buzz at this time. So it was kind of like not determined yet on how what was going to happen with either one of us. So
right.
It was really, I was just really excited to be a part of that team, just to be a part of varsity. And like I said, I was just ready to just do whatever coach asked. That's just how I felt that year.
Did you feel prepared?
I did. Okay. I did feel ready. I felt ready to be on varsity and to contribute.
So this is something that we talked about, and this what makes you special, in my opinion, is that you was always confident, even if you weren't confident, because of your nature and your pedigree. How you are hardwired is like, nah, I'm gonna get it done. I'm driven, and like you said, there's also a proving point, not just to others but to yourself, that I'm gonna get it done. So let's talk to us a little bit about these championship runs and how you contributed, and then let's start with that. Then I got to spin off.
Okay. Well, I mean,
how we doing, everybody? Let's give us some love, man. Let's call everybody on this live, man. This is some cool stuff we're doing, right? We're gonna get back to you. We're just trying to just rap a little bit. The phone is far away for right now, so I can't see all.
Yeah, I got good eyes, but I can't even see this.
It's a little tiny, and I don't want to mess up what we got going on. But we'll double back and we'll answer inside of the group chat.
But yeah, man. I mean, whoever was on that team, my fellow teammates from my sophomore year, and maybe even the people who really watched our team that year will say they thought that I, didn't do so bad. But me personally, I wish I could have did more. I just always felt that I could have did better, and I don't think I did bad my whole Amityville career, but I just felt like, man, I was built for more. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I even felt that sophomore year. Right. Even in the championship game, I contributed. I did really good in the championship game. So I think I had like 9 points, maybe 9 or 11 points in the sophomore year, and I helped in that championship game with Jason Frazier. But I just felt like, man, I was just a little inconsistent. That was kind of my story that I felt through my whole career, was just little inconsistencies here and there. When I showed flashes that I could really get it done, but then it would be like, I lay a negative, when it mattered as well sometimes.
So where do you feel that inconsistency was coming from? Why did you lack consistency, in your opinion?
I think the mental part, I just got my own way. I got my own way, man. Sometimes when the times when I felt like I didn't get it done like I should have and I know I could have, was those times I just put too much pressure on myself instead of just going out there playing.
We can both relate to that.
The mental part, man, because it wasn't the talent-wise. The talent level, I was good enough, I believe, to hold it down against whoever, but sometimes I put so much pressure on myself, man, in the big game that it would turn into hurt me. You know, it would turn into my own enemy.
For sure. And now, growing up, do you feel like you got enough? Do you got enough formal training and attention in the basketball department?
I know I did, and I know the list goes on. I think anybody in Amityville can say that.
There's a lot of people that can say that.
Everybody can say that probably, but what I can speak for is me personally.
That's what I want to speak for.
I didn't get any help. I didn't get any training. I got little words here and there, or maybe do this, do that, but the overall prospect I became was because of me being relentless with hard work. That's just the truth, man. I made myself into a player. I wasn't even really that good, but I was determined to become at least a respectable player. Something. And this is that energy that we talk about when we train some of these kids. That's the hardest thing to put in a kid. Yeah.
That's the hardest thing to get. And we talk about this. If Amityville as a whole, each individual had a little bit of what we're pouring into these kids and what we're seeing being poured into a lot of the youth across the nation. I just feel like the infrastructure they gave us what they had. And we had a bunch of talented guys, and they didn't know exactly what to do, so they did what they could.
Mm-hmm.
But just imagine if Amityville was getting so much formal training that we see here.
The mentoring, the teaching, just the teaching of the game, and to make the game more simple.
Well, we just looking at just the little nuances of the game, the changing of the speed, the using the shoulders, the retreat dribbles, you know what I'm saying, the escape dribbles and pump fakes and just all of the little things. We got the fundamentals, but also the things that separate you from being good to great, or being below average to average, changing and having you level up. Those were certain things that I think as a whole were something that we all were missing.
Yeah.
So let's talk about, you was on the team with Jason Frazier, but your main running mate was AJ Price.
AJ Price.
And AJ Price, he's the homie, shout out to AJ.
AJ, my man.
He was the guy getting all of the love. You know what I mean? Rightfully so. He was a big time player. How did that make you feel in that moment? You know what I'm trying to say? Like, how did that make you feel in that moment? Your running mate, one of your best friends, on and off the court. How did that make you feel?
To be honest, man, one thing that I always tell the truth about, I never hated on A. I loved A.
I believe that.
I love A, and I always wanted to see him do great. I never once hated on him when he was killing. Inside myself, it was never a secret hating going on. Like, the only thing that I just was like, man, I know that I can do it too. That's what I was saying to myself, because we used to go to the parks, and I know the parks is different. I know that. But I did it also with him in games as well, so I just was like, man, because he was just consistent.
What's missing?
It was like, man, I just was, when I see him consistently doing it, I'll just be thinking, I know I can do it too, but why am I not doing it? You know what I'm saying? Why am I not doing it all the time like he is? That's the type of stuff that I'd be thinking about, you know?
Absolutely. So how many championships were you a part of, Pete?
Two
championships, right? So you're part of 2 championships, and now we're talking about college and stuff like that. Tell me about that part. Crossing over into now is really adulthood. Man, like that joke kicks you right in the chest. You know what I'm saying? It kicks you right in the chest. You out. What class are you?
From college?
Nah, high school. You graduated what year?
2004.
Okay, so tell us a little bit in between that. What was the next few steps?
We talking about a little bit of my senior year?
No. You graduated.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. We graduated with some honors. All right, let's go back. Senior year, right? Senior year, y'all rocking and rolling. How did the senior year end?
Oh man, I hope Coach Ag ain't listening to this, man. He don't want to hear about that, man. We lost in the championship game. We were going for history. We was going for our 5th championship in a row. Yeah. You know, I was going to be part of that. I was going to be my 3rd championship in a row. A big reason, I'll keep it real, a big reason we lost is because I didn't play well. That's just the truth, man. I played bad in that game. If I just played the average game, we win. We lost by 4 points to Jamesville DeWitt. You know what I'm saying? It was a good team. We were better though. We were a better team. And we lost by 4 points to Jamesville DeWitt, upstate New York, in the championship my senior year.
But you take ownership.
I own it up. I didn't play well, and that's the biggest reason we lost, because I did not play well that
You
game.
didn't get it done.
I didn't get it done.
And that happens. That happens, you know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, when it happens on the biggest stage, it's a bitter pill to swallow. But at the same time, that's what builds character. So you taking ownership is a big deal. So salute to you. Now you got that. Now we're going into college recruitment, and then now into college. Talk a little bit about that, because you and I both know there's a student athlete attached to that.
Okay.
So grades wise, was it good enough? Was you doing what you needed to do to go into college? What did that look like?
School and grades weren't where they needed to be. I just kind of cruised through and did the bare minimum enough to play ball. That's just what it was. I didn't work hard enough in school. I never liked school, and I didn't really have anybody guiding me to be like, look, you might not like it, but you gotta, just do what you gotta do, because it's important. This is a big part of it, So nobody schooled me like that, So I just did enough to get by, and so I had a couple of offers, man. Fairleigh Dickinson, of course, but they didn't just fall back because of the grades. I didn't play well in a couple of games in playoffs as well, so I think that hurt me as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I know I was a mid-major D1 talent. It just didn't work out. So
for sure,
grades weren't good enough, so I ended up going the JUCO route.
Okay, talk to me a little bit about that JUCO route, because listen, everybody has their own story. Everybody has their own route. Not everybody has to go directly to Division I. All right, let's keep that 1,000. You're gonna have some people. Look at Duncan Robinson. The dude went to Division III school and then went to Michigan, and now he's playing awesome for the Miami Heat.
Yeah.
Who sees that happening? Right? That's a small percentage, but that could be your small percentage. That could be your path. So I think before you get into it, it's very important that y'all understand, young athletes, to go to the fit. Go to your right fit. Go to where the love is shown. Don't go just to the jersey, the name on the jersey, because once you get there, man, it's a cold world. They can tell you really anything, and they might not follow through, because you got to remember, their job is to replace you. So as soon as you get on campus, it's another person that they're recruiting to come and take your spot, right? So make sure we go to the right fit. So go ahead, P. So now we're talking about college. What school did you go to?
I went to Suffolk Community College, Long Island, New York, and I was doing pretty good. We had a really good team. We looked like we was going to be making a run for the championship. The story of that school year for me really was injury. Probably about halfway through the season, I suffered a fractured fibula. Man, the pain was real bad. I tried to play through it, but that was the story. Like, I was just
You were trying to play through it?
I played through it.
This dude was playing through a fractured bone. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was bad.
He didn't know. Am I right? You didn't know for a while.
I did not know for a while. Like, I thought it was just a bad bone bruise, and I was getting physical therapy on it, but the pain was still bad. And my teammates thought I was joking when I missed a few games. Like, but I'm like, y'all didn't go over with me, man. I played through all type of pain. The pain was bad. So anyway, they wrapped it up. I started playing through it, but I actually had some good games with that injury, but I just inconsistent because of it, man. So
that's crazy.
That's how the
fractured bone in your leg, and you played through it. Wow. So then, so now that progressed into what? There was another school.
Yes, I transferred from that school to another school called Suffolk as well. There was a few different Suffocks.
So Suffolk-West.
So I went from Suffolk-West to another junior college called Suffolk-Selden. Suffolk-Selden. That's where I played my sophomore year, and it was just injury again. I came into that season coming off of a knee surgery that I had, in the off season. A lot of people don't know that I had meniscus surgery in my right leg. So I was coming off that surgery, going into that second year of junior college at Suffolk-Selden. I was the starting point guard. I did well. I mean, I didn't do bad considering what I was up against, the injury, and it was, just what my coach was asking of me. He asked me to be a different player than I was accustomed to playing. Me to be more of a pass-first guy. I was more of an attacker and scorer, so I had to change my game. And overall, I think I did pretty well. We lost in the championship that year by a few points. So we made it to the championship and we lost. But overall, I didn't do bad considering the circumstances.
So, real quick, Amityville High School, all of the sports. It's vital. It's vital that y'all start tying in sports and performance training. I do this, and I'm fortunate to do it for a living. But injury prevention is a big deal because you're going to talk to a lot of people, and then speaking from experience, you go from high school to college and you haven't done any of those things. It's a huge jump, and then there's usually a lot of knick-knack injuries that occur because there are imbalances going on. And when the imbalances happen, man, your body is starting to overcompensate in places, and then now you got all these injuries and you can't sit down because then you go backwards. If you play through it, then you're usually not at full capacity, but you can't really tell anybody because they think that you being soft. So high schools, tie that stuff in, man. It don't take much, man. If y'all need some help, reach out to me because I can help. So now we go to the next school.
Yes. So
you got a journey.
I've been hard work.
I find this very fascinating. You know, this is rehashing for me. I'm your brother, but it's a fascinating story. So talk to him about the next step.
Okay. So the next step was, transferring from junior college to a 4-year university.
Talk to him about it.
I had a couple of offers after the junior college. One offer was from NAIA school in Florida, Northwood. And then another one was NAIA school in St. Louis, Missouri. So me, I want to go to the Florida one. So I don't want to go to Missouri. So long story short, things didn't quite work out with the one in Florida. They ended up going a different direction and wanted the big man instead. So Coach Agostino, shout out to Coach Agostino. Coach Jack Agostino, he ended up putting a word in for me for the school in St. Louis. It's Missouri Baptist University, St. Louis, NAIA school. I ended up flying out there because Coach Ag put the word in for me. He knew the coach. I flew out there on a visit, and I just pretty much scrimmaged played pickup ball with the team.
So they can evaluate you.
And I was getting right.
And he was cooking.
Yeah, I got right. I did my thing, and then the coach sat me in the office after I played against him and offered me the full scholarship. He said, I'll give you a full athletic scholarship to play for me. So that's how I ended up in Missouri Baptist University. Didn't really have any other options, so I was like, look, man, this is what it is. I'm going to go out here to Missouri, and I'm going to grind. I mean, just do, that's what it is. That's what I got to do.
So that's still a blessing because you're going to go to one school at a time. You see people who have 100 letters, some got 25, some got 50, you can only go to one school at a time. So just having that opportunity, there's going to be some kid out there that will be a dream to have that opportunity. So let's talk a little bit about that part of it. Let's talk about that on and off the court. You are across the country now from what you ever known. New York. Now you're in St. Louis. Foreign land. Basketball. Pretty much by yourself now. Mm-hmm. Tell me how that feels. What's going through your mind?
I was depressed. And I'm not gonna lie, man. My junior year, I was depressed. I went out there. What I thought was good training off season to prepare to go to St. Louis was bad. I trained myself as best I could. I was at this time living out east in Center Beach, pretty much isolated from everybody, and I didn't have a car to get around, man. So I was just kind of out there, man. I just went to lived right across the street. I was living across the street from Center Beach High School. They had a schoolyard, and I just went out there all summer just training myself the best I could, man.
Just getting work, just whatever you can do.
Doing the best I knew how to do, you know what I'm saying?
And what year is this about?
This is 2000. This is the summer of 2008.
This summer 2008, right? So summer 2008. So now you get on campus and you're like, dude, and now you're feeling depression.
Yeah.
So talk to us, like, how were some of the ways that you were trying to deal with that? What were some of the ways that you were trying to navigate that situation as far as being an athlete from Amityville, New York, that had success in high school, to a gentleman that's now in St. Louis?
At some little school I never heard of. I was thankful, but I was just like, man, how did I get here? Like, how did I get to this?
How did I get here?
I know that I was supposed to do better than this. Like, that's what I'm thinking,
yeah.
But I was trying to be thankful at the same time because of all of the things that led me to going there. You know know what I'm saying? All of the injuries and the bad grades and the different things.
Some was self-inflicted.
Yeah, some of the self-inflicted.
Some is self-inflicted, and then some is by circumstance.
Yes, exactly. The combination of things had me messed up all year, man. I was jacked up. So I didn't have, and I played a few games, but I suffered enough. I was getting hurt. I played a few games, but the coach was so disgusted he wasn't trying to give me the red shirt. So I told Mom. I called Mom at the end of the season. I said, Mom, I think I'm about to get the boot. Like, I don't think he's gonna bring me back.
He's not gonna renew my contract.
There's no way he's bringing me back. I told Mom, I said, she was the same. I mean, she was in North Carolina. I said, I'm about to come. I said, I already know he's not, bringing me back.
Back my bag.
He was disappointed. It was a big disappointment.
Big disappointment.
Big disappointment.
And that added to the weight.
Yeah. So
because
I knew I was better than
you looked at the guys and you said, I'm the guy.
Bums, man. No, that's disrespectful. They weren't bums, but I knew I could do my thing.
I can elevate these guys.
Yeah.
I can elevate these guys, and I'm not.
Right.
And my coach is looking at me sideways.
Sideways.
And it's like I feel shackled right now because I don't know exactly what to do to get out of this situation.
Yeah.
So there was depression set in.
Yeah.
Right. So what happened? Did he renew it or he kick you out?
So he sat me in the office, man. Right at the end of this school year. At the end of the semester. And he actually renewed it. I was shocked, but he didn't give me the full scholarship. But he didn't even take that much. It went from 100% scholarship to probably about 75%. So he didn't even take that much.
No.
I was shocked.
So you were shocked. So you're like, I'm still in the game. So what's the thought process there?
Thought process is I got to redeem myself.
Okay.
And that was the summer because going into this summer, the summer of 2009.
Yeah.
Going into the summer of 2009, I hadn't seen you in a while. You know what I'm saying? You hadn't moved up to North Carolina. This is the summer I flew from St. Louis to North Carolina to be with y'all, and you trained me.
Yeah.
We trained all summer long, and you know what I'm saying? You really helped prepare me to get back. Not to mention, we was training, letting everybody know we was training outside in the heat all summer. There was no
North Carolina heat.
Yeah, no in schoolyards. There was no lines on the ground. We was training in a parking lot, elementary school. This is what he trained me at all summer to prepare for my senior year of college, man. So we grinded all summer outside in the heat.
And you felt like that helped out a lot more than the previous year.
I know it did, because I went in there killing. Like, I had something to prove. And when I went back my senior year, I did my thing, man, right from the start.
And to be honest, that summer right there actually shifted my thought process because without taking his shine, my thought process was being a pro athlete. That kind of started shifting because that was whittling away. That summer has shifted my thought process to say, hey, there's something for me here in the training world. So this is where we fast forward to this. So you go back, finish out your senior year and everything like that. Now you're pretty much grown men.
Yeah.
Now you're grown men. Now we fast forward to, let's say, present day. These past few years, you're out here in the DFW area, and what are we doing now? What are we doing now? Like, what are we doing now? What, from your experience, how are we tying this in?
I think, biggest thing is me having the just being fortunate to work with the youth with the basketball. Once I saw that I wasn't going to be able to play anymore, I had to accept reality, and it was real hard. It was real hard. But once I accepted it, I just was saying, man, I knew I wanted to be around the game. I didn't want to just work 9 to 5, sit in the office. That's just not me.
That's not true.
I wasn't going to be able to handle it because it just wasn't going to be like fulfillment enough.
Yeah.
I just wanted to do something that I felt like I'd make a difference. And basketball, since I couldn't play it no more, that the dream was going. I just I don't know, like it's like I felt like God put it inside my heart to just be like, you can help, give back, everything that you've always felt inside yourself, the lack of training, you got the lack of help, you got the lack of mentoring, you got everything that I didn't get, I felt that it was all put inside me to give back to others with it, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm doing right now, I'm not just, teaching the game to the kids, it's really, I'm trying to like pour everything into them, toughness, just, teamwork, everything that goes with basketball and life, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm doing currently.
I think one of the key words that we don't use enough, especially in our community, is love, right? Love has a lot of things attached to it. So true and honest love, unconditional love goes a long way. It can start to heal brokenness. So one thing that I'm watching you do is to pour into these kids, like you said, what some of the things you were getting, but also filling in the gaps that you weren't getting. And there's a passion that comes with it. And it's received. You can feel that. You know, we've been around. You know when dudes is fronting. You know when dudes is fronting, but you also know that there's something genuine when somebody's saying what they say and it's coming from their heart. And then you also know that when they're tying it into whatever their occupation is. So it's been real cool to see that with you. And it's been real cool that we can share the same space. For those that don't know, he does a lot of his training in the Fieldhouse USA in Mansfield. My location is a wing inside a space, a rental space inside of the Fieldhouse. So I could watch him train through the glass and vice versa. And he comes in here. So we've actually been able to see each other mature, because I think that's where we didn't really connect as much growing up, because we were both so bent on trying to find our way that we forgot about each other, especially coming from me, because he's the younger brother, so he's looking up towards me. And then there was a level of success that I was having through the game, through the game of football and basketball, and he's like, what's my role in this? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not him, and nor did he want to be me. He never felt like he wanted to be me. But he wanted to be able to make the family proud, make the neighborhood proud for himself. And in my opinion, I think he has. So I want to tell you that I'm proud of you, bro. I'm really proud. I'm proud of the maturation that I've seen. I'm proud of the awareness and the honesty that has come over the years. For us to have a transparent conversation that we probably either steered away from because it's always a bit difficult being transparent, and seeing the maturation off the court. You know what I'm saying? You just doing grown man things. And there's a different from level to level. And sometimes you can grow older, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you really grow old in how you think. And there was a time where you was kind of stuck in which direction you're trying to go. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, there was a time I didn't know what
the heck am I gonna do?
Well, I didn't know what I was gonna do in my life, man. I just didn't. Before, you know, it was putting my heart to seed, it was putting my heart to train. I just didn't know what I was gonna do.
And for me, once I started feeling like, all right, the basketball avenue is going to be an avenue, but you're not going to be putting on no NBA uniform. And that's always a stab to the heart for any ball player that's had some success. Mm-hmm. It was like, all right, I feel like I got an avenue, and I really meant it sincerely. How do I help P? How do I help P? Because I knew that you was searching. So how do I help? And I think there was times where I felt like I came at you correctly, like get on this avenue right here and do these type of things. And I think there was times where I came at you a little bit too forcefully, and it was almost like I was trying to tell you what to do, and you ain't like that. So I feel like us being able to communicate with one another, that I think we're on the same wavelength much more than we ever have. And I feel like it's a cool thing. You agree with that?
Yeah, I do.
I agree with that. So we're two gentlemen from the same household, from the same town, with a totally different story. I think that's remarkable. But at the same time, we ended up here. You know what I'm saying? As young black men, we're doing something positive. You know what I'm trying to say? Mm-hmm. Very easily could have went left. Yeah. So many times you could have very easily went left. So if you want to elaborate on any of those types of things off the court, feel free, Pete. Feel free to take it away, and then we'll kind of wrap this thing up. But for the audience directly and whoever that you're connected to, these lives are going to be able to try to make an impact, because we want to try to bridge the gaps. We want to try to build new bridges on the strength that we need to help one another much more. We don't. Like, we was in the same household and I wasn't helping him enough. That should never happen. So it's not going to happen any further. So go ahead, Pete.
What you want me to elaborate a little bit about, like how
just tie in this overall story and give them some words of wisdom, some words of encouragement, based on whatever it is you want to share.
Yeah, I just want to say overall, man, it's like just try to stay positive and stay determined in whatever your path that you feel is, you know what I'm saying? Like, because for me, it could have easily been the streets, to be honest, because basketball, that's the reason that I said I love it so much, is because it's not just like a game to me. And basketball really helped me to not be a full 100% thug who wasn't doing nothing with their life. I was running around, you know, acting a fool, fighting, just I was wanted to be a tough guy. You know, that's what it was. Basketball helped me stay in line enough to you know, not walk that road completely. You know, and anybody, whether you live in that type of life or whether you just a person that goes strictly to school doing the right thing, just I like to give to you just believe in yourself. Just believe in yourself and don't give up. You know, whatever it might be. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it might be. Just, you know, if nobody else can see it, you know, that don't mean that it can't be done.
I appreciate that. On top of that, have self-love. There's a certain positive spirit and energy that comes with you looking in the mirror, and even if it's just one thing that you can hold on to positive, hold on to it, because the negativity will continue to spiral, and then you can find yourself all the way over there. And also, do not run from your gift. Is that fair to say? We all got a gift. We all got a gift in something. Don't run it chasing somebody else's gift. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like his lane is different than my lane. We can have some merging, but he's a different man than I am. And he has to come to grips with it just the same as I have to come to grips with it. But that don't mean we can't collaborate. We can't love one another, and then we can't love others, and also bring my gift and he brings his gift, and we merge, and now we can have something powerful. So this was one of the main reasons I wanted to start doing this series, is because we have a lot of talented young men, you know, and young women. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying this is limited to the women, but we're starting out with some of these young student athletes that have a backstory through the game of basketball who are young men, but it's not going to be only them. But because of the backstory, there's a lot of information that you guys don't know, so there's some judgments being passed, and you say, whoa, this might change your whole perspective on this gentleman, on me, and on you, and then the next person. So this is what we're trying to clear the air. We're trying to clear the air, and from a different perspective, from a different vantage point, where before we was down at this vantage point, you can only see straight ahead. But as you start to elevate in your thought process, when you start to elevate, you can see much more in a 360 view. So we're trying to start from this vantage point and be able to pour out into not just the youth, but us. Who's loving us? You know what I'm saying? Especially as the man, like, we got a lot to shoulder. Sometimes there's not a lot of people to talk to, and I don't know what everybody's belief system is. You know what I'm trying to say? So just as a man for man, let's help to edify one another. And I think it starts with just having a conversation, because each and everybody's story is unique. Everybody's story is unique. So I really appreciate you taking the time out. Again, I personally think that P is a legend. I think that a lot of guys would agree. I don't want you to ever feel like you're less than. You contributed to things on the court, and now I'm watching you contribute to things off the court that's going to carry with these kids for a lifetime. So that right there, if you do it for one kid, but you're doing it for multiple kids, and you're going to continue doing it because you enjoy it and that's your gift, that's much, much more powerful than any financial gain. Yeah. Much more power than finance, and of course we need finances to live with it. So I'm not saying that that it's not going to come, but I just want you to know that I'm proud. I'm proud. I'm proud to call you my brother. I'm proud to see the maturation. I'm proud to see the transparency, and even though it's almost a complete 180 in certain departments. And I'm proud of the relationship that we're building. I think we're still building. I think there's still building that needs to be done, and we're doing so. And we're doing it right in front of a live audience. So there's no hiding. there's no hiding. So I really strongly encourage everybody to kind of take a look at themselves in the mirror, and just look at their past, but not hold on to it, right? It's like if you're having a bunch of weight and you're wearing it like a book bag, you know what I'm saying? Every time you go into somebody else's space with that book bag, you bring that with you. Put that book bag down if it's not something positive, if it's not uplifting, but you can learn from it. That valid? That valid? Anything else, Pete?
Nah, I mean, I just want to say thank you to everybody for tuning in, taking the time out of their day to just listen to us and watch us. I'm just thankful to be here. Thankful to still be alive, man. You know, so many people that we know personally that passed. So I'm just thankful to still be here. To be talking to y'all, and I'm thankful my name was brought up with Amityville, man. I love Amityville so much. So I'm just thankful that I was able to contribute and be part of some of those teams.
We appreciate it. So listen, we're gonna take a couple more minutes, and I'm just gonna throw a few names or terms out, and I want you to give me a one-word or one-sentence answer. All right? You ready? Jack Agostino.
Second father.
Second father.
My God.
That's pretty valid.
My God.
That's pretty valid. Tristan Smith.
Strong man, good brother.
Like it. Let's go with Amityville basketball.
Legendary. Hard. A lot of heart.
Let's go with Amityville, New York.
A tough blue-collar town, especially North Amityville. The whole Amityville, but we know, everybody from North Amityville know what I'm talking about.
They know what I'm talking about. It's a little different.
A little different over there in North Amityville.
It's a little different. Let's see. Jason Frazier.
Good mentor, funny dude.
AJ Price.
That's another brother. Brother from another mother, man. I still love AJ, even though we ain't spoke, man. It's been a while, but I still love AJ. Still my brother.
All right, we're gonna end it. We're gonna end it with a couple more things. What would you say your biggest regret is in sports?
My biggest regret,
if any. Not everybody has a regret, so I don't want to put that on.
I feel like just not being aggressive enough in big moments at times, man. In big games sometimes just not being aggressive like I should have been enough. Just get going after it enough in certain games, man. That's the one.
What would you say your best memory from
anything
high school basketball? Your best memory.
My best memory. I mean, I could easily say the championships, but I'm gonna go with one that was individual success because it was just my time. You know what I'm saying? Because tied into just my own personal legacy. A lot of people don't know when I scored 44 points. I scored 44 points.
You can go a little bit further on the one sentence. Go ahead, elaborate on that, because I was there.
Well, I scored the 44 points against a reputable player who made it better. His name is Chris Lowe. He's a big-time point guard from Mount Vernon. If y'all don't know him, Chris Lowe from Mount Vernon, and he went on to play for UMass. I think he's the all-time leader in assists at UMass, Chris Lowe. And I just had a great game against him. I scored 44 games. We head-to-head matchup.
Right.
Scored a game 44 points. And that was like a big moment for me. Empire State games.
Empire State, I was there.
Empire State games. Tristan witnessed
He
it.
should have shot more. I was telling him to go 50 ball. He very easily could have.
That's a regret right there. I should have gone for 50.
Yeah, because I think the record.
I didn't know it was 50.
Kenny Anderson, I think, had 48.
I didn't know 50.
He had 50.
I should have went for that. I didn't know. Otherwise,
You shot very well, bro. It was very well. It was dope. I was real proud of that moment because I was like, this dude is OD. Yeah. Don't stop.
It felt good, man. I should have shot more. You're right, but yeah, that felt good. That was a great moment for me, man.
That was a big moment. I agree with you. I think that was awesome. It was legendary. All right, last one. PJ Smith. Give me. You can have a paragraph.
In a nutshell, PJ Smith, man. Yeah. A lot of heart, tough. But also, sensitive, caring person. I'm a sensitive, caring person, and I'm very, very loyal and helpful and thoughtful. But you know, overall, man, just a tough guy. Just a tough guy, but also has a big heart.
All right, man. So listen, this was episode 1. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, because of where we're sitting, just to have both of us in, I couldn't really interact with you guys as much. But we're gonna go on the playback, and we'll definitely go ahead and talk. If you have any questions, mainly for him, you know, I'm on the side, but if you do have them for me, I'll answer them. But mainly for this gentleman here, he will answer them. We'll try to get it answered in a timely manner. We don't want to take up too much of your time, you know what I'm trying to say. So we want to try to keep it about 30 to 45 minutes. So this live will be up on my page. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask him. And then also, if you want to, throw a couple names that you would like to see me have a conversation with, you know, in person or through the Facebook Live, because I have a few in mind, but I'm sure there's many others that I may not be thinking of. And again, we all have a story, but we're all, you know, connectors. So I think we have to do a better job of connecting. So this was one. This was like kind of the kickstart to that. And I felt the best person for us to do it would be my own brother, for many reasons. And I felt like you did a good job. You did a great job. You know, this ain't always easy talking in front of a live audience.
Yeah.
You did it perfectly, man. So I appreciate you. I appreciate you taking your time out. We really appreciate you being transparent with the people, being transparent with me, and we look forward to checking in. I'm here, but we'll look forward to checking in with the public to let everybody know how you're doing. So tell everybody how they can get in contact with you if they need to. Just starting with the Facebook, and then if you want to give out any other type of information, please feel free to take this time to do so.
And once again, I just want to say thanks again, y'all, for tuning in to this and just taking time out of your day to watch and just be a part of this. You can, if you don't have Facebook, somebody can let you know that I also have Instagram, Coach P 2986. That's my Instagram. My email is paulsmith2911@yahoo.com. You can hit me up on there, Instagram or on Facebook.
What's your name on Facebook?
My Facebook name is Pop Smith. Yeah. Pop Smith. You can find me on Facebook, Pop Smith. So
perfect.
I ain't hard to find. I'll answer.
Perfect. And if you're having trouble getting to him, you can reach out through me, because you know everybody that's watching is pretty much connected to me somehow. So again, much love, you guys, man. I hope you guys enjoyed this conversation. Hopefully we can get many more to come. And again, man, let's go ahead and try to be connectors in this world and edify one another. Too many times we're tearing each other down, right? We're tearing each other down. So let's start changing the narrative and building one another up, man, and supporting one another. First starts by looking in the mirror and being honest with one another, with yourself. So again, much love from my guy Pop. One of the most underrated players in Amityville history. I'm gonna say that for sure. He's contributed a lot on and off, and his name still rings out with those who know. So we love you guys, man. Have a good one.
Thanks, y'all. Appreciate y'all.